More and more cars will be hitting the highways for the holiday weekend, and we want everyone to stay safe. So we brought in our good friend, Master Trooper David Peters, who is the Public Information Officer for Troop N in Hazleton. Trooper Peters, I know a lot of people will be hitting the highways, especially since some of the restrictions have been lifted for COVID, and we want people to be aware of the rules, especially the fact that there's a new penalty out there for the move over law.
You know, it's beginning to find people now for not adhering to those to that law. And basically that law is stating that if you encounter a law enforcement officer, EMS unit, construction unit, tow truck operator dealing with a disabled vehicle on the right shoulder or the right side of the road, that you need to move over to the left side, to the left lane, to safely navigate around them. Now, if you cannot do that, then you need to bring your vehicle down 20 miles an hour below the posted speed limit on that road, so you can safely negotiate yourself around them. And the reason for the law is to cut down what people don't do or realize they do sometimes is when they're driving and they move their head and they're focused on something on the side of the street, whether that's a trooper with somebody pulled over or a tow truck operator, your vehicle wants to drift that way. You don't mean to do it, but you do. And in those serious cases, individuals are getting struck. And in the worst case scenario, being killed as a result. The first offense is a $500 fine. The second's $1,000. The third is $2,000, and any subsequent fine or offense after that is $2,000, as well as a 90-day license suspension. So, you know, Pennsylvania is taking a very hard line when it comes to protecting individuals, whether they're broken down on the side of the road or individuals like myself or other emergency responders that need to be on the side of the road to help citizens, for people to pay attention to what they're doing. I mean, you should be doing that anyway when you're operating a vehicle, moving your vehicle at a safe speed, but we're definitely moving in a direction to take a hard line to those individuals that aren't doing that.
And then also we want to make sure that we're paying attention on the road, because there will be a lot of motorcycles. They're already out and about, and we should be buckled up.
You know, motorcycles were a way of individuals even transporting themselves through COVID, because it was a cheaper gasoline wise. But yeah, more and more are going to hit the roads now that the weather's starting to, and sometimes it's difficult to see them. So, you know, we tell individuals that are operating a vehicle, you know, check your mirrors, check your blind spots. Motorcycles are obviously a smaller transportation unit, so you definitely want to look for them and be cognizant of them if they're passing or coming up on those sides as well. Always signal your intentions. Again, it's not easy for a motorcycle to stop on a dime without the vehicle being laid down. So that's an important aspect. But motorcyclists also have to take precautions. You know, check your equipment, make sure it's in operating condition. Wear a helmet for safety. Wear reflective clothing. Also signal your intentions with hand signals or turn signals, whatever is at your disposal, so other operators know what your intentions are in navigating the roadway.
Lastly, what I wanted to mention to you too was the fact that this is the season for a lot of scams. So people have to have their radar out to make sure they're not taken advantage of.
You know, with the spring season brings about those home improvement scams. You know, individuals, you know, time has been tough financially for a lot of people. So any way they can cut a corner, they maybe pave a driveway, get a roof repaired that they need. You know, these are the individuals that are going to prey upon those people to try to cut corners, when actually it's going to cost them more in the end, because the work isn't going to be done. So you really want to use individuals that are licensed and insured, that are bonded. Don't be afraid to ask for references. Check their website out to see if they're legit. Ask neighbors in the neighborhood. Ask them for references in regard to any work that they have done in your neighborhood from fellow neighbors or individuals that live near you, to check their qualifications as to the kind of work they're going to get. And, you know, you as a homeowner do not have to pay the full amount. So that's something you need to understand. You don't need to, they quote you a price of $1,500 to do your roof. You don't have to pay them $1,500 so the work is complete. Obviously, you have to pay a little bit as a deposit, which is normal. Any kind of special order stuff, that makes sense as well. But, you know, you don't have to pay the full amount, and get everything in writing contract-wise. You know, sometimes scammers like to give you one price and then say, oh, by the way, we went ahead and fixed 3 holes in your roof that we came across. And obviously, you're not up on the roof, so you can't verify that. You take their word for it. And all these little hidden costs that are in these contracts to bilk you out of more money that you didn't need to pay because you didn't have those problems.
Keep these tips in the back of your mind at all times. Stay safe on the highways, and please don't become a victim of a scam. Thanks so much to you, Trooper Peters, for being here once again and giving us this great information.
Thank you.
Today's news feature is brought to you by Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton. Remember, in an emergency, our emergency room is the safest place to be.